Now it's working. Yeah. So now it's working. So thank you all. While others are assembling, we'll start the session now. And that's the last day today. So welcome. And we will have a new speaker today. Is Dr. K. Shweta Kumar. She's a women scientist at Department of Biosciences and Sericulture, and also an incubation manager at SSIE, and which is a technology business incubator what you visited yesterday. And she is also the mentor in AP Innovation Society. So she received her doctorate in molecular biology from this Department of Biosciences in SPMVV, and she worked in Center for DNA Fingerprinting and Diagnostics at Hyderabad. And then she has authored more than 50 research articles and 4 book chapters and even 1 book in a peer-reviewed international journal. She's a selected women scientist for fellowship award from 23-26 by DST, and she has more than 10 years of experience in research and teaching in interdisciplinary areas of genetic engineering, molecular biology, bioinformatics. And her expertise is essentially in not only in the molecular biology side, but also in managing the incubation, managing the entrepreneurship. So we thought maybe as a closing session, she would be the best person to sum it all up, what we have done in the last 4 days. So welcome, Dr. Shweta. Thank you.
Yeah, very good morning to you all. Thank you so much, sir, for your nice introduction and for welcoming me. I take privilege to be here as resource person before you all, and I thank Dr. Bhanu madam also for this opportunity. So you, after hearing me, you might be like thinking in such a way like why a biotechnology guy is standing before you for this particular entrepreneurship FDP program, right? So the thing is here, fine, fine. So the thing is here, I did, of course, my master's in biotechnology and bioinformatics, but after my PhD, I joined in this particular startup and entrepreneur ecosystem, where I worked as an incubation manager for the technology business incubator, and earlier I worked in the women biotech incubation facility of SPMEV also. So with that experience, I hope that I can justify for this program. And one more thing is, and I have my own startup, and I am in the way of becoming an entrepreneur in the biotech sector itself. So soon from academic sector, I will be shifting or transforming myself to the industry side also. That is one more thing. And now before today's my topic is like on creativity and idea generation. It's a very basic and simple thing, but yet it is very much required to be a successful entrepreneur. So to be an entrepreneur, one should be innovative. Of course, you might be hearing all the same word for the past 4 days, right? So innovative is fine, and creativity is also equally important, and apart from that, idea generation is also. So in your entrepreneurial journey or in any student entrepreneurial journey, how this particular creativity or idea generation plays a key role, that is our topic today. So let's start with that. Yeah. This is the thing which I am covering in current topic. Creativity, what is its definition and significance, and what is the process involved in inculcating creativity, and what are the traits and barriers of creativity, and then creativity versus innovation in entrepreneurship, and how to generate ideas, why it is important to generate ideas, and how we should identify a problem, and then thinking process and the 6 thinking hats mechanism, that is very important one, and then how to motivate students to think creative and generate ideas. Since this is an FDP program, ultimately you people, faculty, need to go back to the students. You should encourage them to think creative and to generate ideas and to have some entrepreneurial mindset. So I thought that that slide will help them, and conclusion and takeaways. So coming to the creativity definition, everyone know what is creativity actually. Thinking creatively, thinking something differently, or we can say like thinking out of the box. So here with respect to definition, it is the to generate or recognize ideas or to come up with a solution for a problem in a different way. And it is to identify the same thing. So why one should be very creative? Means here, it needs novel, varied and complex stimulation, need to communicate ideas and values, and need to solve problems. See, everyone thinks creatively, but what my creativity leads to the society? What is the output I am giving with my creativity? See, n number of water bottles here. All water bottles are having similar kind of structure, but still new model water bottles are coming, right? So again, what is that they are using? Creatively, some water bottles will be having some hooks where we can handle them with one finger. Some will be having the kind of jug model where we can handle them. Some will be having small nozzle. The others will be having the large open kind of thing. Means based upon the need, based upon the situation and the environment where we are, the bottle type matters. So accordingly, creative ideas for each and every product exist. Just I have taken the bottle example. So we should think creative, because our product should enter into the market. Definitely we will be doing only innovations but not inventions completely. I think you know the difference between invention and innovation. Can someone answer me what is the difference between an invention and innovation? I need. Innovation mean? Perfect, super. So the same thing. See here, whatever we are thinking, whatever we are coming up with, either a product or a service or a business model, whatever it may be, we are already to the existing thing, we are upgrading something, or we are adding some parameters to that and we are applying it in the society, right? So for that thing, definitely that particular creative mind is necessary. One who thinks creative definitely will be a successful entrepreneur. And then the uniqueness in the thought depends on many fundamental qualities of thinking, such as flexibility, tolerance of ambiguity, unpredictability, and enjoyment of things heretofore unknown. So this is very much important, right? Means we should have a mind of accepting that complex nature in order to be creative, in order to give the best results with our product or service. Yeah, process of creativity. So here I just categorized them into 5 steps: opportunity or problem recognition, immersion, incubation, insight, verification, and application. Step 1, one should either discover an opportunity or he should identify a problem. This is a very critical step for your entrepreneurial journey. If you are not sure about which problem you are going to solve, your product won't come into market. That is ultimate. Once, if you are very sure about your problem, yes, this is the problem which I am going to solve. If you are very clear cut with your problem statement and with your problem identification, definitely the solution will come in such a way where you will be solving that particular problem. And the step 2 is focusing on that particular problem. Immersion means even though I am here, my mind will be thinking on my own product. Even though you are here, whatever you are having innovative thoughts, somewhere our mind will be thinking about, what if I come with such kind of product? What if this modification happens? How my service would be? So such kind of immersive thoughts will keep on going in the mind if you are thinking about that particular problem. And then incubation. So after gathering the relevant information with respect to that problem identification, what happens? We stay calm for some time. That period we are calling it as incubation period. So here what happens in our mind, now we got distracted, or we have some other work where I'm targeting on my academics but not my entrepreneur product, let us think. But still my mind keeps on thinking, okay, I gathered this much information. Still from where I have to get some input, from where I have to apply that. So that phase of creative thinking we are calling it as incubation phase. And then insight. The problem conquering solution flashes into mind at a time, which is called aha, the eureka experience. Here, upon churning our brain on particular problem or particular opportunity, somewhere we don't imagine where that idea triggers, but that idea comes to us just like a flash. And then yes, let's go ahead with this idea, whether this will work So that place where you are doesn't matter. You might be in a bathroom, you might be in a session, you might be in a chit-chat mode, or you might be having some chai. That's it. But still, that idea triggers to you, and that particular phase of creative thinking, we are calling it as insight phase, where you got that particular flash idea, whether, yes, now this idea works for my product, this idea works for my service, that kind. And then verification and application. So upon the idea which we got, what we will do, we'll set out to prove the creative solution. Yes, it has some merit. Yes, it has some market. It has some applicability. Then I can go ahead with my idea into developing it into a prototype. So verification procedures include gathering evidences, logical persuasion, experimenting the new ideas. Yeah. So what are each and everything will have its own pros and cons. So what are the personality traits of creativity, and what are the barriers of creativity means? So they include persistence. Yes, that is very much important. Persistent enough to pursue your idea. And then self-confidence, of course. Whoever motivates, but still self-motivation is very much important rather than the motivation from others. And then being independent. So rather than dependent, you should think independent for your idea. There will be some distractions. Opposite person, hey, this idea won't work. Let's not go ahead with that. No. You should be independent enough, and you should defend that, no, this idea will work. In that way, you should be strong enough. And then attraction to the complexity. Suppose you got an idea, to achieve that particular idea into prototype, you have some obstacles or some hurdles. There you should not stop. You should accept it with love. Yes, this complexity will work. I have to chase this particular complex product. Yes, I have to hit it. So that kind of thing you need to. We should inculcate that kind of thing. And then tolerance of ambiguity. So ambiguity, we know, suppose in making a prototype, let us think there are some 10 steps. I know some 7 steps. I don't know about some 3 steps. How to link from step to step 7? I don't know. So there is some ambiguity. There should be some kind of shuffling in your process making and everything. So that ambiguity has to be tolerated, and again it has to be reshuffled and aligned in such a way that your prototype will come up in a good and final way. And then in yes, the curiosity, yes, this product, then what next? Then how to validate it, how to modify it. So such kind of curiosity and next kind of thing should be there, and you should have broad interest, energetic and drive to achieve your particular thing, and love their work and take. So these are all the personality traits of the people who thinks creatively. And these are the parameters even an entrepreneur requires. Entrepreneur requires definitely all these traits to be successful in his startup journey. And then what are the barriers? Focus on extrinsic motivation. That's what. Rather than on self-motivation and self-confidence, depending on others to get motivation for us. So such kind of extrinsic motivation won't last forever. So that is a barrier again. Limits set by superiors. Suppose we have a team, one superior member, he says that, yes, up to this let us stop and let's not go beyond this. So such kind of limits also stops our creativity. Critical evaluation, straightforwardly saying negative answer. No, this won't work at all. So such kind of negative kind of thing is also a barrier. Competition in win-lose situation. Control of decision making. So your decision making is being controlled by others. Automatically your creativity is being suppressed. That's a very big barrier. And then blindly following the rules. Sometimes we all know that we should break the rules to achieve the breakthroughs. And then become specialized. Over-specialization is also a threat nowadays. Okay, madam. Thank you. See, in a kind of psychological survey, what happens? The topmost guy will be doing a nominal kind of jobs. The top holder rankers will be not at the top level jobs, but an average student will be there in a very good kind of thing. Means having over specialization, of course overconfidence sometimes. So all these things make them to be in a kind of normal position. Fear of looking foolish. Oh, if I say this idea to you, you may laugh at me. So that kind of fear. So that also suppresses our creativity. And then fearing mistakes and failure. And ultimately without mistakes and failure, we won't go further beyond. And the very first step which we are doing, even which a child of 1 year will do is, she will fall down or he will fall down. Then only he will learn walking, right? So similarly, the startup journey is also of the same kind of thing, where we should perform mistakes and we should learn from that mistakes. And we have to trouble. See, if the experiment goes in one way, we don't learn anything. If the experiment fails, yes, we troubleshoot. Then we will come up with the alternative ideas and the best ideas to hit the thing. So such kind of fearing mistakes and fearing of failure has to be removed from your mind, and it should be away from you if you want to pursue in this particular, not only in entrepreneurial journey, in any kind of journey, in our career or whatever the life you feel, that fear of failure and happening mistakes has to be avoided. Creativity versus innovation. So creativity we have discussed. Coming to the innovation, creativity is something which is there in the mind itself. We are in thoughts. It's only a kind of thought process, right? Innovation is nothing but implementing that particular thought into action. So that particular form of either a product or a service or a model, whatever it may be. So if you are thinking in that way, then that particular thing we are calling it. Of course, innovation can be broadly classified into two types basically: sustainable innovation and disruptive innovation. Let us take our smartphone. Smartphone comes under disruptive innovation. See, when I am in my childhood, for each and every option, we used to use other particular device. Camera, yes. Real camera, Kodak I used to, I think. In order to have a internet, I used to go to internet cafe and I used to pay for 1 hour or 2 hours, then we used to use internet. Similarly, if I want to have an application, we used to have some kind of offline application. But what happened now? All these three, and not only all these multitasking kind of things, only now through our smartphone itself. Means it has suppressed all other kind of gadgets. True or not? You take Bluetooth, FM, radio. Earlier we used to have separate sets, and earlier we used to have separate Walkman. Now I think this generation won't enjoy that kind of keeping Walkman and traveling in a public transport or some kind of thing. Walkman is also has been replaced because of smartphone. It means this is a kind of innovation. Similarly, sustainable innovation. Let us take our safety pin. Do you think when this safety pin was invented? Maybe more than 100 years. But still, are we using it or not? Is there anything got replaced safety pin? No. No design also. This pin is same 100 years before, same now also. That is sustained innovation. So we have two types of innovation. Sustainable innovation is like forever it will be kept on using. Disruptive is it will hit the market like anything. And the very best example nowadays we can say ChatGPT. All brains stopped working and started looking at ChatGPT. This is a very kind of negative shade which we can talk about ChatGPT. It changed our thinking. It completely suppressed our thinking ability. If I want to talk before you, then I can simply open ChatGPT, give a speech, go and talk in speech for Independence Day. But earlier we used to write on paper. What should I write? Whom should I address? So ChatGPT is a very best example for that kind of disruptive innovation. So these two types of innovations are there. Apart from that, here I mentioned 4 other types of innovations, namely invention, extension, duplication, synthesis. So here invention, of course, we have discussed it earlier itself. So invention is nothing but creating something completely new which is not existing. And then extension, expansion of existing product or process, application of existing idea in a different way. Same thing. Suppose let us think we have Zomato. What they did during COVID, they started supplying medicine during COVID. Means the same kind of application during COVID, people hesitated, everyone hesitated to eat outside food. So in order to sustain their own business, they started supplying medicines. So that's a kind of expansion we can say, extension. Duplication, applying existing product or service with entrepreneurs' creative own touch to improve it. See, we have many traditional businesses like cloth store, bookshop, provision store, but the same kind of store or toy showroom you can say. Kind of thing, if you are doing with some innovative thought in an entrepreneurial mindset, kind of shop will have more life compared to the kind of traditional business. Suppose let us think we have a cloth business. So automatically if you are append tailor, customized tailor to the same kind of thing. So if you purchase the cloth now itself, in the next 1 hour we will be giving you the stitched dress. So let us think that that is an innovative thought of that particular cloth store, right? So automatically what we'll do, people will take, anyhow tailor is there, we can go and purchase in that shop rather than going that the another shop again, I need to go to the tailor again, right? Such kind of innovative thoughts if you are applying, and we are calling it as a kind of duplication. And then synthesis, of two or more existing products or services into new product and service. Just like our multiplex malls and single stop, all together happening at one stop. Suppose I want to do shopping, I will do shopping, immediately McD will be there or KFC will be there, immediately I will have my lunch over there, and then entertainment zone will be there. Automatically I will take my kids to the fun city, they will play over there, and then will be there. I will watch a second show, and then finally I will reach my home tonight. Single stop, all together. So such kind of thing, combination of two or more existing kind of things, that part we will be calling it as synthesis. So here, creativity plus innovation is equal to entrepreneurship. Business is something different. Entrepreneurship is something different. Business is like a kind of traditional business, just like having some loan, right? Some business I can take from bank and I can open a boutique. That's a business. But if I am doing the same kind of boutique business with some innovation ideas, with some machinery which is not available nearby, then that becomes your innovative entrepreneur kind of thing. So there are some myths for innovation. So I just mentioned here a few. So innovation must be close to the customer. Not like that. See, no one asked ChatGPT. Customer has not asked for ChatGPT. Do we ask? No. But still ChatGPT was innovated, and now it got adapted to the public. So it is not like always innovation should be close to the customer. It is not such kind of thing. And then innovation cost, and it cost a lot. No. Innovation is not like, it is not like always related with money. And then innovation only happens in the workplace? No. I can do my own innovative product in my house itself. It's not like only it should happen in some kind of workplace or something like that. Innovations in the prerogative of certain business functions? No. Only if something happens, then innovative ideas thought? No, it is not. It is again a myth. Innovation proceeds by strokes of luck? Ultimately, no. He has luck. So he got that innovator and it just got clicked and he is now turning crores. No, it's not like that. Behind that part, definitely there will be nights where there will be no sleep. There will be many rejections. There will be many failures. All such kind of things do happen. So it's not like purely luck. And then innovation is only for geniuses or creative people? Not at all. It might be for an illiterate, it may come from a rural area, it may come from a slum, it may come from this classroom. Anywhere the innovation may emerge, and innovation is typical of some sectors. No, it is open for all sectors. Only this sector, only innovation is required. Only IT field requires? No. Only biotech field requires? No. It's not like, even a simple, suppose we have these chairs now. We don't have handrest on this particular chairs. So if someone could design a chairs for a or seminar hall like this with some kind of handrest, where that handrest can be again kept down when it is not required, that is also an innovation. It's not like only to a particular sector or such kind of thing. And then innovation cannot be learned. No, it is not. It is only our thinking process completely, means continuously churning of our brain towards a problem solving. That is the important thing. So the problem may come from your house, the problem may come from your street, the problem may come from your region or from your college. Once you identify the problem, sometimes we keep on thinking about the problem, how to solve this. Hey, this has become a major issue or continuous issue. Upon that continuous thinking process emerge that idea, and if we implement that idea with a correct kind of mentorship, ultimately your product or service will hit that thing. The success of innovation cannot be measured. Innovation needs few ideas but good ones. These are few myths of innovation. Just test your creativity. So what are you able to see here? 2 cheetahs. So which cheetah is looking forward, which cheetah is looking back? No, I say the back one. That's the thing. It again depends upon our kind of perspective with which we are watching it. And again, what are you able to see here? Mirror. Okay, she saw mirror. Any other? Moon. Skull. But they're there. 2 men are sitting. Correct. 2 ladies. 1 woman, before a mirror she is sitting. Like you people think it has 2. But 1 before sitting a mirror, and of course a skull is also there visible. That's what. It is like how it depends upon our creativity or creative mind, which we are, means our perception, how we are able to perspect our idea. Yes, whether this particular thing will go into the market, whether it can be commercialized or not. So such kind of depends upon our own creative kind of thing. And apart from that, we will be having some test how entrepreneurial mindsets you have, that thing also will be doing. And then idea generation. So we have discussed creativity, process of creativity, creativity versus innovation, entrepreneurship, myths, and now we are into the idea generation now. The name itself says that generating some idea. Very good. But for what? That is important. For what you are generating that idea. And if you see one particular famous definition by Jack Johan, the cornerstone of innovation represents the process of coming up with novel implementable ideas that have the potential to drive growth. That is important. So whichever idea you are generating, so that particular idea should have some application, some societal role, some application. It can solve the problem in your house. Enough. That itself is also a kind of innovation. I mean, idea generation. So if you see significance of idea generation, we have n number of opportunities where we can explore with our particular idea generation. Continuous innovation through idea generation, challenging conventions, revitalizing operational methodologies. Challenging. Let us think, since, okay, maybe I can discuss some 2 examples. Insecticides. Maybe when I was childhood, I think farmers were like crazy about chemical insecticides. Just spray chemical insecticide, done. All the pests will be killed, I will get a good yield. But what happened now? Maybe for the past 10 years or for the past decade, all the whole soil got completely contaminated or completely spoiled with all the chemical residues, where we are intaking chemical residues along with the fruits, vegetables and everything. Right? Now again people came back, no, biopesticides should be there, bioinsecticides should be there. Means biologically we have to control the pest, not through chemically. Now again, there is an opportunity to think, right? There is an opportunity to generate our own ideas where we can kill the pest, not chemically, but in any other manner. Similarly, plastic. Plastic also, all items, I don't remember, we used to have our own provisions and everything in paper packets. All the paper, I think you are all elders, right? So you also, in your childhood, you might have seen, no covers will be there. Polythene covers will not be there. There will be only paper covers for all the provisions. Whatever the kind of, except for the fluids and liquids, we will be taking only all the provisions in the paper bags. But later, everything got replaced with polythene. Completely with plastic chair. Whatever you take, now even we got our own crockery also, groceries also, plastic. The one which we used to cook is also of plastic. Means we got accustomed to cook in such a way where we are unable to avoid that. Rather than bringing our own bottles, even we are likely to let us purchase one water bottle and then we can have water. So such kind of thing happening now. Again, people started thinking, no, plastic is dominating humankind. So we have to reduce it. Now with a lot of effort from government side and UNESCO, everyone, people started reducing using plastic. Similarly, the same kind of problem arose with cloth waste. So earlier, people used to have roughly some 50 pairs throughout lifetime, but now it's not like that. For each age kind of people, they are having some 20 to 30 pairs. It's a kind of use and throw concept has come. Just use it, throw it. So where we are throwing, what's happening with this cloth again on the earth? We are just dumping because we are not reusing. And you take sanitary pad waste also. Earlier people used to use cloths. It will be washed away and it will be used. But we are all disposing now. Again, how to recycle all those kind of things? Here occurs our own opportunity. Sorry, madam. So here occurs our own opportunity where we should generate ideas, we should think creative. And here we have a lot of opportunities to solve the many burning problems on the earth. I mean, I just considered these examples, but it doesn't mean that you should always take global problems. Even if you solve your problem in your region, categorizing your waste and everything, that itself is also a success for your kind of product, for your idea generation. So challenging conventions you need to take. You have a lot of ample amount of opportunities now. And then revitalizing operational methodologies. That's what. Earlier all the house waste we used to dump in certain end of the street. Later what happened? Government is sending vehicles. We are dumping to those vehicles. Later those kind of vehicles also have come in two type of categorization like wet waste, dry waste. Who is following wet waste and dry waste? In the house no one follows. In a single polythene cover, wet waste, dry waste, everything will be there and giving it to the vehicle. How that particular guy will categorize dry waste and wet waste? So if you are having any ideas with respect to such kind of thing also, that itself is also a hit. It's not like always it should be a global challenge or such kind of thing. How to categorize these things? So that is also a very good. That's where comes our revitalizing the operational methodologies. Already existing operations, how to modify them? Do I have any idea? Will that idea work? Will it solve our problem? If yes, then you are a successful. Yeah, thinking process and the 6 thinking hats. I think MBA, I don't know how many of you are from management side. Management side people might be knowing these 6 thinking hats already. In idea generation, again idea is generating because of our thinking ability, right? So thinking processes includes diverging thinking ability should be there. So it includes sensitivity, guessing ability, restructuring ability, flexibility, virginality, elaboration, and fluency. So means all these factors, one should think in a divergent manner, and these divergent thoughts should for your product or the service which you are having in your idea. And the 6 thinking hats, if you see here, black, white, blue, green, red, yellow. So what it denotes, this is the thing. See, the white hat means here, fine. Let me explain this part with a kind of, suppose now that we have a team. I got an idea. Now I expressed my idea to my friend. So some 4 members we got into this particular idea and we want to this idea. So now we are 4. So what we have to, how to evaluate or analyze our idea means, every team member has to think in such a way as these 6 hats. Means like the white hat person has to get the facts of that particular problem or idea which you are having, and then figures, and he should gather the information. And then with respect to black hat, critical judging. I'm sorry. So we used to always feel proud of ourselves, sabash. Fine, sir, no. But the thing is, it's not like that. Critical judgment should be there for ourselves also. If I go like this, whether this particular works or not. So such kind of thing should not be there. Critical judgment should be there, and that too the team member has to identify the same kind of thing. And then checking devil's advocate. That's what. In the negative perspective, we have to think. What if it won't work? What if it has some negatives? So then only we will come up with a refined product. And then red hat, suspects, opinions, emotions. With our product, are we playing with people's emotions? How this to a customer? So such kind of thinking and evaluation should also happen for your idea. Blue hat means here thinking about thinking, organization of the thinking process, discipline and focus, leadership. So how committed we are to our particular idea. It's only a time pass thing, or we are dedicated to that particular thing completely or not, whether we are working towards that or it's only a kind of chit chat thing. So all these kind of things will be taken over by the team member who is having that blue hat, means he thinks in such a way that whether we are going in an organized way, whether we have that self-discipline towards our idea and product, and whether we have that impartialness involved in the emerging the product. And then yellow hat, positive thinking, concentrate on advantages, call to action. So this particular team member, what he says, okay, these are the loopholes idea, we have to overcome this in this way. So kind of positive thinking mentality will be given. And then green hat, creativity, new ideas, change. Yeah, this color or this material won't match for this product. Then which material has to be replaced? Such kind of changes will be taken by this particular green hat. Innovative thoughts. Idea generation techniques. So we have few techniques for this particular generating ideas. The Gordon method. Gordon method here is nothing but analyzing each and every step of our thought process. Each and every step, at every step we will be analyzing and evaluating. And then synectics, again it's a kind of flowchart method. Using your brain effectively and absurdly. Brainstorming. Brainstorming sessions equally play a role. Focus groups, group creativity, mind mapping, reverse brainstorming towards the problem, understanding the problem. So ultimately understanding, if you don't understand what is the problem, your idea may not reach to the final step of commercialization. Problem identification is a very first basic and very important step for your product or for your service. Emirates, if you take all the flights, few flights when they are going down, what happened? Emirates has come with an innovative business model. So only it got survived, and immediately like we started Vistara and all these things. So it sometimes it can be a business model, sometimes it can be a service, not only a kind of product or a physical appearance. Design thinking. So this is the, I think this you might have already heard from earlier speakers maybe. So empathize yourself in that particular problems. Means we should be in that shoe who is facing the problem. We should think in the opposite person perspective. So you should empathize yourself in that particular problem. Then only you will come up with a good idea. And then define that particular thing, problem, and come up with a targeted solution. Generate your idea, and then come up with your prototype. Finally, you have to validate your prototype, whether this is or not. So such kind of thing should happen. So this is the regular and the standardized method for design thinking. Finally, how to motivate students to be creative and to generate ideas. If you see here, you faculty, I'm sorry to say, most of the faculty nowadays are working rather than with passion. Practically saying, don't take me wrong. See, 10 to 5 college job is fine. Even if the student is writing well, even if he is not listening to the classes, no teacher is bothered about that kind of thing. Very few teachers are working with passion, and more of them are working for either family reasons or for money, such kind of thing. But here, and then finally what they want is the pass mark of students, percentage of students. And of course sometimes if we take all the BTech and professional colleges, they see for this campus drives and everything. If this many people are selected for in campus selections, that is the mark of that particular college. If the college rank is going, we will ultimately will be getting some 2 to 5K hike. That is the motto of the faculty. It happened like that. But the thing is not like that. Now, most of the entrepreneurial concepts and everything has been inculcated, teaching itself also nowadays. Even it has come to the degree college level also, where whether you wanted to be a job holder or whether you wanted to provide a job, Right? So whether you want to give a job or you want to take a job, so such kind of mindset you have to, it is the role of a teacher who has to identify what kind of mindset a student. So based on that, definitely faculty plays an important role. At least those students who are interested, I request all of you to please pursue this kind of entrepreneurial journey if they are interested towards that. So towards them, few activities which you conduct at your college levels and inter-college levels means you can organize 1 to 3 days creativity days, entrepreneurship awareness camps, where you can give an opportunity for the students to think innovatively, to think creatively rather than regular projects. See, those are not again BTech projects or MTech projects or MSc projects, not such kind of things. They should come up. Let us think, in our college we have a problem. They should identify that problem which is happening in the college, and they should come up with the idea or solution for that particular problem which is already existing in the college. So such kind of thought process you have to create by organizing these events, and teach them design thinking, divergent thinking, problem identification task, successful and failure profiles. So sometimes you need to show up them, these are the successful entrepreneurs, these are the failures. Again, why failure occurred, that is also very important. And then identify interested students from the above programs, and then focus and identify students from business family. See, by default, usually business family children tends towards business. So whether any kind of students who are having that kind of background, you can identify and you can encourage them. You can identify entrepreneurs through personal interview and psychometric test, and you can organize business skill development to the selected students or shortlisted students. You can organize ideas day, and you can facilitate the incubation of the business idea and convert them into prototypes. See, not always all colleges may not have incubation cells and funding opportunity, but if your college students are having some kind of idea, you have to shape it in a kind of refined model, and with that thing you can approach any sort of incubation center which you are having nearby, and then provide seed fund from the institution, some 1 lakh, 50,000 to the student. If you are giving some, if is high super, then you can fund them from the college. Definitely, it will give a very good. And then prepare feasible project proposals with the help of internal and external mentors. Apply for funding to possible government and non-government schemes. And we have, central government has more funds for ideas, innovations rather than R&D. Budget, and this year budget also allocated more money for MSMEs and startups compared to our, next to DRDO, the highest topmost budget is given for the MSMEs and companies only. Why? Because like government want us to be like Atmanirbhar Bharat, right? Means we should be self-sufficient. There is no need to depend on others. See, whatever the electronics you take, big machinery you take, assembling only happens in India. But development happens in abroad. Why? Do we don't have such kind of mindset? No. We are a kind of logic, and we are in a kind of comfortable zone. Let them prepare. We can assemble and we can use it here. That kind of mindset. But now the scenario has changed in most of the Indians. There are number of some lakhs of startups are there in India already, and some thousands of incubation centers are already sponsored throughout all over India from north to south and east west. So we have n number of schemes where people can approach and then get funding for your particular idea. See, even for a job, we have to depend on parents. Suppose I got a job and I have to stay for 1 month aside. After 1 month only we will be getting salary. But for 1 month we will be taking charges from house. But for this entrepreneurs, at each and every stage we have grant. Idea stage, you have Nidhi Prayas grant. Seed stage, you have Startup India schemes. Accelerating, now that you want to scale up your kind of thing, we have many accelerator grants and CSR grants. Social grants where, see, earlier the scenario is like business people used to go behind bank people. Now it's changed. Bank people are coming behind business. Please take loan, we will give. So the scenario has happened like that. Why? Because it is a mandate for a bank to provide CSR grant to innovation students or innovation startups. So they have to definitely allocate some crores of amount from their bank to the startups. So now they are behind the corporate people. So likewise, you can motivate your students And then these are a glance of successful entrepreneurs which I mentioned. So Ritesh Agarwal, Oyo Rooms. Oyo Rooms person you knowing. No Oyo Room have a own hotel. They have own hotel. Right? Rather than customers are not there of their own. He's only managing and connecting the channel, and with that he got succeeded like that's only an innovative idea which he got, and finally he flourished like anything. And then Sachin Bansal and Binny Bansal, the co-founders of Flipkart, they just started in a small 2 BHK of Bangalore, and now they are global now. And then Kiran Mazumdar Shah, she's the queen of biotechnology. She again also started with a single room with a lab, and now she's an international figure, to be frank. In India, biotech industry means abroad people first see on Biocon and Syngene only. To that level, it had been expanded. Then Bhavish Agarwal, the founder and CEO of Ola Cabs, the same thing. Right? Now people, everyone, if we go to place directly, we will open either Ola, Uber or Rapido. Right? Even if Ola is there, Uber has come. Uber has come with which concept? How it competed with Ola? Any answer? Even if Ola is there, it came with an auto concept. And then Rapido? Perfect. Two-wheeler means why? Because in the cities, four-wheeler or three-wheeler, it will stuck in the traffic. Whereas a two-wheeler can just go and reach the destination in time. So with that two-wheeler concept, Rapido. Earlier, we used to have bounce kind of thing, where we will take the bike place, we will drive, wherever our destination, we will just drop our bike there and we can leave. But somehow that concept was failed again later. And anyhow, Flipkart and everything, you will be knowing that the delivery will be like 2 days, and we have 5-minute to 10-minute delivery apps also in cities like Zepto. You might be knowing Zepto, Blinkit, Milk Basket. So all this means how they generated the idea. See, if we think that, okay, there is no need to go shop, anyhow, Swiggy, Instamart, Amazon, can come and deliver groceries in 1 hour. Happy, comfort. But few people, they are not comfort with that. Why 1 hour? Why can't we deliver them in 10 minutes? If we can deliver in 10 minutes, our app may click. That concept actually it occurred with Franzo, and then Milk Basket, Zepto. But Zepto hit it very fast because different business model what they are following. So such kind of thing. Why again it happened? He identified problem. Why I should wait for 1 hour or 2 hours? Why can't 10 minutes? Now Zepto is giving even laptops also in just 10 minutes. That is a scenario happening. And then Deepinder Goyal and Pankaj Chadha, co-founders of Zomato. I think there will be no smartphone without Zomato app. Definitely people are accustomed with this. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, founder and CEO of Pay. And then Kunal Shah, who is the founder of Cred. How many of you will be using Cred? Fantastic. So all this kind of credit card organizing and everything we can do by using Cred apps. And these are fine. Few of them are youngsters, so they start in their own kind of thing. But here age doesn't matter. So we have successful entrepreneurs even at late 50s. Almost after their complete career also. They are Falguni Nair, she's the founder of, woman has to say, I think, Nykaa products, right? Hit the market, Dazzler like anything. And what is their model? Why it competed with Dazzler or Lakme? Nykaa has become, it quickly reached the customers. What is the model they followed? We have some business models, right? D2C model they found, direct to customer. So they have not approached any middleman agencies. So Nykaa products, they through online platform, they reached customers. This model made them to hit the market, cosmetic market. So likewise, if you are here, and then conclusion and takeaways. So you just inculcate a creative and entrepreneurial mindset. Have the same, you can follow this your teaching methods also. See, we are all innovative in one way or the other, either in our teaching style, either in our home, maybe with our kids. Definitely we will be innovative and creative only. But the thing is, that has to have some sort of application. And desire to do something new, become independent, achieve what one wants to have in life, and be recognized for your contribution. And finally, I think you people can read that particular thing. Simply view the world from someone else's viewpoint. This makes you different, and this makes you lead to the top levels in your particular entrepreneurial or the startup journey. So I just wanted to quote this. So problems are common, but attitude makes the difference. And so what is your mood now? I don't know. Whether you are overwhelmed, happy, or confused, or sleepy. I have seen couple of members sleep here. And fine. Any questions? You're welcome. Thank you. So any questions, not like only related to idea generation or creativity, you can ask even with respect to incubation opportunities or funding opportunities if you have any query. Definitely I will. Then we just have some sort of Fine. We have a small activity of assessing your entrepreneurial mindset. So once you fill these queries, you just write your name, date, and answer to this. So again, you give it back to me. We have a score, and with that score, what is your mindset? We have that kind of rating also. I will let you know that part. And after that, I will show it to you. Anyhow, prints will come. So this 30 circles concept. How creative you are. So by using all these circles, what you have to do, you have to generate 30 circular creative images. That might be anything. One could be rangoli, one could be a bug, one could be something. So by using circles, you have to draw or generate all 30 different kind of creative images. Before that, I will just distribute this part.
Don't forget to write your name on the top of the paper. There is no provision for the name, but still, please write your names. Tea is not available right now, so you have to bear with us for 5 minutes.
So now we have a small break in between. We will do our certificate distributions for the participants, and we will also do our valedictory function before we break off. And for that, we have our Dean of Academics and Professor of Chemistry and Biology, Professor Rajesh Vishwanathan. He's an innovator to our innovation entrepreneurship workshop, and as a professor, he's working as a professor at IISER Tirupati, where he leads cutting-edge research at the intersection of chemistry, biology. So he has multiple molecules discovered to his name, and he's also Dean of Academics for IISER Tirupati. So he holds a PhD in organic chemistry from Indiana University and a postdoctoral research he completed in chemical biology at University. Professor Vishwanathan has cultivated a career spanning academia, industry, and translational research. Prior to joining IISER Tirupati, he was also faculty member at Case Western Reserve University in US, and where he played a role in medicinal chemistry and small drug discovery. So his research focuses on leveraging chemosynthesis, synthetic biology, and medicinal chemistry to develop novel bioactive compounds with potential applications in oncology, infectious diseases, and antimicrobial resistance. As a grant awardee of the National Science Foundation, and he also consultant of a Ginkgo Bioworks at Boston. This company was a small startup company, but this has now graduated to become a large company, Ginkgo Bioworks in US. In US, yeah. And as a Dean of Academics, he is credited to introduction of several translations at IISER Tirupati, 2 new program on data science, industry-ready students, and enhance the country's skilled workforce. Now, academia in entrepreneur and translation research with synthetic biology-based innovations, scientific and scientific breakthroughs. So I welcome Professor Rajesh, and maybe you want to speak a few words to our participants.
Thank you. Should I just stand?
Whatever you wish.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ambrish, for a very kind introduction. I, humbly say that it's not needed that, such an elaborate introduction is very appreciated. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to exchange views or discuss anything if you have any questions. I don't have much else to say. I think every institute, goes through its growing stage, and just like how IIT Kanpur is today or IIT Bombay is today, one day IISER Tirupati will be like that with that history. This is a small step in the right direction towards that, if I may say. And every institute has its moral duties to outreach and reach out to the public and incorporate and develop its faculty development program in an inclusive way. Very happy to see our own colleagues also here, Sukhmeen and Chandan. Hello, hi. So very glad to see our own colleagues also take part. And from the beginning, it has never been hard to understand for me why these things are important. As I said before, Bhanu and Ambarish both have taken forward this right step towards making IISER Tirupati a welcoming place. I hope that you had an enriching experience. I hope that it adds to your professional development, just as much as we get professionally developed when we exchange with other institutes and we go outside or sometimes abroad or here. So with that brief remark, I am opening the floor for any discussion if you want to have. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So maybe, even I wanted to understand this from a long time, that you worked with Ginkgo when they were a very, very small startup-based company, maybe a garage kind of shed house tech company, and now they have developed into a multi-billion-dollar company. So what exactly was this journey look like? Of course, it's in the US. It might not be absolutely similar from the Indian scenario, but if you could, match it and compare it with the Indian scenario, maybe that would help the participants.
Sure. Yeah, it's a very nice point. See, and also at the outset of things, I'm a person who believes that exchange and discussion of question and answers will be more enlightening than anyone coming in and giving a speech. Okay, in this country, especially in India, we are always entrenched with speeches, right? nice speeches, but always it's like one-way traffic. This is a very good one, so I appreciate that. So the question relates to something on my CV that he has just narrated. Let me explain what it is. This company called Ginkgo Bioworks, many of you may or may not be aware where the name comes from. I'll just briefly do that. Ginkgo is a part of a medicinal plant called Ginkgo biloba. So you might have been aware of this, taking extracts if you want to, not age as much as we all do, and if you want to look younger, if you want to feel energetic, Ginkgo biloba extracts are available as a nutraceutical. Okay, so it's a very common thing that you might have caught your attention. It is having a very distinct pattern of a leaf called a ginkgo tree, has a distinct pattern of a leaf. And as a medicinal plant, Chinese have been using this for a very long time. So this company that I'm talking about has nothing to do with that tree. The name comes from the tree. It's a very cute name that they wrote. So what is the idea of the company? The company is in Boston, as he said, it is in the US. So actually it was through my personal connection that one of my friends ended up working in Ginkgo Bioworks as a company a scientist. And that's how I got to know what they do. So what they do is relevant for industrially minded people here. In India, we've been traditionally thinking you've discussed a lot, I know, through discussions with registrar also, who is a scientist, so I know the discussions have been about outside the box, inside the box, where is the box, is there something in the box, right? All these things. So if you think of chemistry and biology as an interface subject and not as individual subjects, this company is very much at the middle of the two subjects, which is they have bacteria making the next generation fine chemicals. Okay, normally when we are thinking about CSIR institutes making fine chemicals in India or an industry making fine chemicals in India, we immediately go to a solution of chemical synthesis, right? We use lots of chemicals, toxic, so it's a very high energy, high priced endeavor, but it gives results. As long as it gives the results, we are okay with doing that. Now, in the US, as scientific processes were going forward in Europe and US together, right around 2000s, people realized that you can also use bacteria to make fine chemicals, which is a biological system. So dispensing of that in the industrial scale will not be toxic and it will not cause unsustainable methods. So instead of asking chemicals to synthesize molecules, you are asking a natural system to synthesize molecules. So because Ginkgo is a startup, as he mentioned, it started very minor. It's a minor startup investment that one or two people or three CEOs got together and invest money into that. And they asked for investment from outside. Private investors all invested their money. So what is their strength? Their strength is that they became one of the experts in strain engineering. So it's a concept that's been well known now in the field of biotechnology, where if you are taking particular microbe for making an antibiotic. Okay, just so you know, okay, all of you should know this. In the past 6 months, any of you have taken an antibiotic? Can you raise your hand if you have taken an antibiotic in the past 6 months or a year? Okay, what type of antibiotic was it? Do you know the name or? Okay, so erythromycin is a very commonly talked about name, okay? Azithromycin is a nitrogen derivative of an erythromycin. So basically made from erythromycin. Till today, on our planet, erythromycin comes to you as a pill, not made by a chemist. It is made by bacteria. You may not know this. You may not want to know this also, which is very sad, which I've seen many chemistry talks. Don't want to know this, but we have to admit the fact that bacteria is making our drug. Okay, and it has been making for millions of years. And we are borrowing that technology and using it for our advantage. Now, when that bacteria makes it, erythromycin comes to us as a drug. This company is strain engineering to make many strains to make many different chemicals. Okay, so I got together a team of biologists who were very good at doing the biology, but they did not know what they were making. So that is where a chemist like me comes in, with clarification of what is it that they make, what is it that strain makes, what is it that enzyme makes. They can make it in industrial scale, but if you don't know what they make through spectroscopy, then you don't know what it is that you can sell. So the company makes lots of profit through ties up and tie-ups that they have with perfume industry, for example, that I myself worked in a project like that, where if I'm wearing a perfume and the ingredient is a particular fine chemical, it is very pricey to buy that. You may know about this, perfume industry has its own demands of ingredients that come into perfume companies' needs. And many of the Middle Eastern countries in UAE and other places, they are ready to invest money to buy the product from you, as long as you can sell them for a reasonable price. So Ginkgo Bioworks is actually selling perfume ingredients to Saudi and UAE, and the money gets invested into developing their primary of developing the company. So this started about maybe 15 years ago. Now it's a full-fledged company having the largest collection of DNA that is responsible for strain engineering. Because when you engineer a new strain, you are isolating a DNA from somewhere and starting to grow that. So now they have the largest collection on our planet for any synthetic DNA that is needed for making fine chemicals. So this is the answer to that. It's a very good question. And this partnership of academia, industry is very critical, because Ginkgo Bioworks would not have started without the academic support from the Boston area, which includes Harvard and MIT. And there are scientists who were phenomenally productive, and they had their own research program at their university, but they had a spin-off, and this company is a spin-off. Sometimes you get nice stories to hear like this. Sometimes you also have not so nice stories to hear about, and I'll share one story. So in the US, everyone knows this. All academic people talk about, we all get, as faculty members here, we all get hired for life. I'm going to hopefully retire from ISA. Don't look back, right? I'm tenured, what is called tenure. In the US, it's not like that. The first 5-7 years of an assistant professor is under tenure. So that tenure may not get extended, may or may not get extended. There is no guarantee that they will be permanently employed. It depends on the performance, it depends on their productivity at that point, and as judged by a panel and so on and so forth. There is one professor in Harvard, among many professors, Harvard is very well known for this. They have the least rate of promoting people to permanency. Okay? Many people have been basically shown the door that please, you're not made permanent, you're not given tenure. So at Harvard, not getting tenure is not very uncommon. One such professor who did not get tenure had a new company at that time, and that company is New England Biolabs. Okay, New England Biolabs is the largest, we all abbreviate this as NEB. We all use it in biology, synthetic biology and biotechnology. You cannot do molecular biology without NEB these days. But that company became a company because that professor did not get tenured. But his ideas were really good, but the idea was not realized by the university. So these are two stories I've just shared with you. One is a success story born out of a successful program. The other one is a success story born out of an unsuccessful program. Both of them have become successful companies. So this is what we need to seed here in ISA Tirupati. We need ideas like this. Yesterday I posted a Nature paper to our colleagues. One of the authors of the paper found the soil bacteria in his garden. From there they isolated a molecule which is going to probably become the next generation antibiotic. We don't know. We don't know what we have in our backyard, okay? So as a person interested and deeply inspired by nature, I started my career as a synthetic chemist, drifting towards biology because I always want to know what biology is doing, which is a very complicated problem in many cases. But nowadays my students are working on medicinal plants, which are systematically endemic to India. So some of them are endangered in India, some of them are wildly growing in India. So even this morning I posted a picture as I took a walk. There are these weed species that we are trying to create medicines out of. We want to know what this weed can make. It grows everywhere, anywhere you might have seen it. And pretty much what do we do? Other than given a product to you in a bottle, okay? The religious purpose is the only reason why a plant is used, correct? We all know that this plant has magic in it. But we are the chemists and biologists, we have to do the biomanufacturing and we have to bring it out to the market. Unless it comes to the market, people will not realize what this is about. So that market potential can be realized only by collaborating with industry. And we need experts like Ambarish from there because he has got the industry experience. And this is an academic institution. So we have ideas. He has the network. And this is how we promote. So I will keep it short. I hope I answered the question in a very long way. Sorry.
No, thanks. So any questions you have for Professor Rajesh, please feel free to ask. I was hoping you were not talking about the Theranos story.
No. Theranos is for another day.
He's very good in management also. You can ask any question related to management, as I see them are from management institutions also. So not so
I
deep.
don't have a comment. See, if you are management institutes, I want to have your expertise here for the institute's benefit because the students are thinking of such careers. And I am one of those persons at the borderline of not becoming too strict and not becoming too lenient to encourage students to think like that. Okay, so not every institute has a vision like that, seeding and promoting such thoughts. I mean, to be very honest, it takes all kinds of people to make a society, right? This idea is existing because of the society, and we have to give it back to society. So even my own student, who's an MS student, he's doing her MS thesis with me, and she's a very good student for a potential grad school PhD. But I'm trying to convince her to do that. Time she wants to do management. Okay, so it's not a negative thing. So we like your expertise to seed that framework here so that some of our students can then seek advice and go into management school and do a degree and then maybe come back and work with our scientists and maybe help us seed that company that we want to float. We never know. Google was born out of two students doing a PhD thesis, right? We all know that story. So, yeah.
Sure.
So, yeah, management is very good.
Who's going to? We'll stand here and then Rajesh will give some.
So yeah, we can do that. So now I think we can call the names of the people and participants. They can please come down and collect their certificates from Professor Rajesh and yeah. So
We'll stand here. It's easy.
hmm,
Rajesh, you join us.
right.
You want to call the names?
Yeah, I can. Is Mr. Niranjan Rao Podili? He's there. Please come, sir. Then we have Mr. K. Bhanu Prasad. He is our district science officer also.
Yes, we have met, sir.
Yeah, Prakash. Dr. N. Subramanya Sharma. Dr. Kuldeep Kumar L. So Professor Umarani is I think not there, right? So Dr. K. Raj. D. Subramanian? Subramanian is not there. Sir, then we can send him later. And our colleague, Dr. Kumar. Dr. B. Sampath Kumar. And Mr. N. Venkatramana. Then Ms. Tata Sravani. Dr. Mr. Ayala is also not there, right? Vamsi Krishna Rai. Right. And then we have Paila Chaitanya Kumar. Sir? Not there. Who will take the photograph? Then Mr. K. Srinivasan.
Listen, let me make this comment. Many of you are from industry expertise as well, right? As well as enterprises that you're running. So we would welcome you to sponsor and seed a small amount of money, donations for an award we can give to students who per what you desire. We can announce these things as it comes. We are looking for corporate social responsibility on your side, and that will benefit the student development on our side. So we can start these conversations now, and maybe in 1 year we can complete it. And today is the 10th foundation day. Hopefully for 11th foundation day we can have such awards. So we are inviting sponsors like that. So please feel free to share your thoughts. And what we need is a small amount of money. We are not asking for huge donations. What we are looking for is to seed it back to the students. And it will not go as a one-time award. If you seed it like that, lump sum, the lump sum is in the bank. And we give the interest as the award. So this is a perpetual award that the institute will confer. Through all its academic bodies, we'll run it through. But this is how we have an exchange of things. So we work together. So I'm just making that call out for the corporate cognizant person also, in addition to other industries. Yeah, thank you.
Now we have Mr. Madhuru Satish from Birla Open Minds International. Our colleague Dr. S.K. Gurumurthy from PRT IIT, returning. This institute like a landmark when you're reaching Chennai now. Yes. Dr. S. Sridevi. Dr. S. Sridevi from SV College of Engineering. You're from, so will you bring us some goals? Dr. N. Ramakirti, Assistant Professor, School of Engineering Technology, HPM. Dr. E. Sridevi from SV College of Engineering. Oh, now I know. ENS. Dr. D. Sudhakar, SGS Ascal. Dr. C. Bhuvaneshwari Devi from Sri Bhaganati Women's Degree College. Dr. Asha P. Johnson from Apollo Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Apollo University. Dr. C.H. Venkateswarlu, Annamaya College of Institute of Technology and Science. Yeah, we are done with everybody. Everybody received the certificate, right? Anybody who has not received the certificates? Okay, so okay, now Dr. K. Shweta Kumari, who is a women scientist at SPMBG. The Banushi Reddy for Professor S. Tirupati. No, now Dr. Amrish Saxena. No, ma'am, I think Dr. Amrish Saxena.
A big round of applause for Amrish because we both debate a lot on every activity. He will raise all negative questions. I used to be very careful because of that. So thanks to him, everything went well because he was just guarding me all the time. Yeah, I should say that. Yeah, thank you.
And in every institute, there is always that growing pain, right? Nothing grows without pain. So I tell my students the same thing. Nothing like comes to us from trees, like dropping fruits. It has to be like a dragon coming out of an egg. This institute also goes like that. Let us have a group photograph, please.
Come for a group photo and then we will go for coffee and samosa as usual.
No, used to that, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe have the background as your title of that.
No, sir, not like that. Will not be nice. Yeah. Sir is a research dean in SVC. So we are entering an MOU with them very shortly. Yeah. Chandan, come.
So,
We have to adjust.
if you are going for a back, you come to back.
Go back.
No, if he's fixing the background, we should all move to the center.
Yeah.
Should move to the left.
Or in institute photo also you can.
Yeah. So that starts at the end of the thing and we are centering the. No, he is swinging the background.
We had a nice
program banner. E-program banner.
Yeah. Do you have this program banner? Like this, faculty development program. That would be good. Because it will also be good to post it on MOE's Twitter, this thing, right?
Also, one more I wanted to
But we just wanted ISER to be there. Dami, feather JND.
wanted to inform all of you, if you can help us. We are having our entrance test on 25th. In case you have any queries, please do ask us. And I would also request you to spread the message in your colleges and institutions. If they have any questions or queries, or in your neighborhood also, then we are happy to answer that. Right? Our entrance examination, which is on May 25th. The forms are still open. So, like at +2, we have the entry for our 5-year BSMS program.
Correct. Some of your family members might be interested. The nieces and nephews who are interested in science. So deadline is April 17th.
Yeah. 50. And the exam is on May 25th. Just the next entrance is there.
So just like how for IIT you have JEE, we have IAT, ISER aptitude test, including all supervisors, including IIC Bangalore. We also take 50 students from 7+1. +1 is IIT Madras wants to borrow our IIT test for their BS. Eligibility is 12 standard and all of them have to take this exam. No, both can take, but the question paper will be in mathematics, physics, chemistry and biology.
Maybe use the microphone.
So you have to have both extremes.
Have a session on. Maybe I'll ask Raghu.
And all these webinars also are there. We ourselves are Google searching, I see.
Yeah.
For how long will this continue? I don't know.
I agree. We are obsessed.
Just put that ISER logo. This is
Yeah, that logo is good. That logo is
put
good.
the ISER logo. That's it.
We had an ISR logo first few days.
Yeah. In fact, this is a feedback for Lokesh. Lokesh, have such an image permanently downloaded on the computer.
No, sir. We are using one laptop. We can crop up to there and okay, that's okay.
Logos, you check it, logos. Okay, కిందికి రా.
Sir, 1 minute. Sir, on behalf of school education, we want to honor the guests and stakeholders of this program, sir. Please accept.